Hello everyone, we are the Real Estate Chicks coming to you live from Barrington, Illinois. I'm Kathy Pincus with RE/MAX of Barrington.
And I'm Judy Gibbons with RE/MAX of Barrington.
And today we are going to talk about that crazy word, shadow inventory. What in the heck is that?
Really? Is that kind of like, what's the animal, the groundhog? Did he see
Oh, yeah.
a shadow? He didn't see a shadow. What is his strange name this year?
Isn't that crazy? Oh,
what was his name? I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys let us know.
Yeah, but we're gonna have an early spring.
Oh, right.
And we've got 2 feet of snow on the ground, so I'd be all over that.
Right. So kind of the same thing, huh?
Yeah,
Shadow
sort of
inventory.
Yes, is it shadow or not, you know? Well, our groundhog has come out and said that we've got a bunch of shadow in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
And shadow inventory is basically homes that the bank owns that they're keeping in their possession, and they don't want to just get it all out there at once because that would drive down the prices even that much more.
And their books would look a little different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you know how we want to make them happy, of course.
Yes.
So they release it. It's like a time release capsule.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so they're kind of trying to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We do believe, hopefully, that they also are trying to protect the communities.
Right.
Because these homes are the homes that have been foreclosed on.
Right.
And so now they've come back into the bank's inventory. Now, we always used to say, oh, banks don't want to own homes. They really don't want to.
Yeah.
But the way we're seeing the way short sales are going, sometimes we do think they want to own homes.
I know.
Because they're just not being quick enough to accept an offer, to turn around with the paperwork,
Yeah.
and to get it done.
And you would think that they would be a little bit
Yeah.
quicker and
Yep.
and helpful, and I think sometimes that big old government sometimes gets in the way because
Ooh.
the government can make it be more positive for the bank to hold on to that
Right.
house.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's way bigger than we would be able to explain in a short video.
Yes.
And frankly, we don't know the whole thing. I mean, we do.
We know our
we've seen enough.
experiences.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've seen enough to where we do think the banks could sometimes react faster. Although in their defense, you take Bob, the mortgage guy who used to have, or the bank guy, who used to have 5 or 6 or maybe a dozen files on his desk.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And now he's got 100.
Right.
So, and he's only one person and can only get through that stack as
and
humanly possible.
each short sale is at least this much paperwork.
They're not short.
yeah. I would call that a lawn.
I would too. It's a bad sale.
Or how many trees did we kill for this
Oh,
deal?
isn't it the truth? Boy, now there you just said a mouthful. That's so
boy.
true.
And then asking for the same piece of paper that you've got.
Right.
And then, of course, you have been organized until you pulled that one piece out, and then it's like, where does it go back?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
Somehow it doesn't find its way back to the same spot.
I've tried every trick, turning it this way,
I
turning it
know.
sideways, turning it.
There are no
No,
tricks.
no,
There's
no.
not enough tricks.
Just
in it.
treats.
Yeah, just treats. And then why are the banks holding this inventory? What benefit they have?
I think, we just kind of touched on that, is they're holding it because they have to get through the paperwork and get it ready and listed, and there
Right.
has to be broker price opinions,
Right.
and then
That takes a while.
Then that takes a while, and then they have to get into the house. I mean, all the things that they have to do to get the property up and listed again.
Right.
So even though we have access to seeing when someone's missed a payment, or it is going into, now it didn't get approved for a short sale, and so now, and we happen to know that people have moved out, and,
Right.
because we know everything.
Because
So
we do. More than we should, believe me.
So it gets to that point where we know that it's going to be at least 3 months,
Yeah.
at least, if not more, that once people move out. And nobody's living it, so nobody's taking care of it. The
Right.
the water's probably still on, and all
it's
that.
so sad.
It is really sad.
It's so sad because you go through the neighborhood. Either the lawn needs to be mowed,
Right.
or someone left some lights on and you can't get in to turn them off, or you've got the bushes are growing all over the place, or you've got snow that hasn't been removed, and everyone in the neighborhood has this nice plowed driveway, and this one just sits covered. It's so sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's very sad. I mean, we are living in a different time, and it's and the banks that hold the property too. A lot of times within the house there can be some damage, like you said, the pipes freezing. If you don't turn off the water, and you're going to, I don't care if you live in Florida.
Right.
You really need to turn off the water when you're not there, because things can happen, and water is the biggest damage that you can have to a house.
Right. Not a fun time.
No.
Not at all.
Very sad. And a lot of this inventory is also, subprime, or with some of these different kind of mortgages that were slapped together and piggybacked on, and you're not even out of the closing when you magically get a home equity line of credit because the house has appreciated. I mean, that was back in the day. So there could be 2 or 3 mortgages on the house.
Right. And then how about too, what we were learning about is the problems with tax liens.
Oh, yeah.
So, the bank is spending a lot of time, instead of doing the paperwork here, they're sending people to the courthouse to buy back the tax lien, because if you don't pay your taxes, guess who the tax lien gets bumped ahead of the mortgage. Takes number 1 spot. Taxes.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, that does.
So
make
we
sense.
always you would think naturally a mortgage. It was like, hello.
You just tell
work with me.
I know, really. One click to, but now I'm all
just like at my house.
locked
Just
and
say
loaded.
yes, Judy.
Yes,
dear.
Judy.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Whatever you say.
Yes. Anyway, because that was kind of surprising. You always were taught that a mortgage, the lien holder for the mortgage would always get the first right to the property.
Right.
But if you were living in that property and obviously you can't pay your mortgage, well, I don't think you're going to pay your taxes. Mm-hmm. So then you've got a whole thing about taxes, which we've been talking about in another show.
Yeah. Ooh, those taxes.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, there is shadow inventory out there.
And that's everywhere in the country and the world.
Everywhere. You're right, in the world.
Yep.
And there's a lot that will be coming on the market. So you just have to keep it all in perspective. If you know, and if you see a distressed property in your neighborhood, I mean, you may want to, as it gets dark, go over by the grass if you'd rather. I mean, I'm not telling you to do that, but it looks good in the neighborhood. But this will be more inventory coming this year, and I think we're in for a couple, 3 years of this.
But as we kind of get numbed and calloused to
we're numb and calloused already.
Even though, when you are trying to sell your house and there's another house that's been foreclosed on, and, we've got great systems now to show that either with an F or an S next to it, and appraisers have to take that into consideration. It's a little less a jolt, don't you think? Is it a little less?
A little less, yeah.
Or is it because we're calloused and numb?
I think because we are callous and numb. We see things every day. But the good thing is that because we are callous and numb, one key phrase, and I learned this from Joe Nego, actually, with Brian Buffini, this just my line is always, we shouldn't be surprised by this. And we have to be the people that are the calm one in the storm. And we have to consistently say to our sellers or our buyers, I mean, especially to the buyers, this is not unusual. This is what we would expect in these times. And try to calm them down before a seller freaks out because they think their house is worth $500,000 and you're telling them it's really worth $425,000. And please don't kick me out the door. Be nice.
It's not fun. We don't want any extra bruises.
And we're here to help. We are here to just be the logic person.
Yes.
We're here, we've done our homework. We're here to give you the best guidance we possibly can. And no one would want to, in this day and age, when somebody tries to blow smoke up your skirt, you need to run the other way. Because my skirt's staying where it is.
That's why I wear pants.
So today we are leaving you with another sassy quote from Miss Judy.
Okay. So good girls go to heaven and bad girls go everywhere. And that's Mae West.
I don't doubt that at all. I like that one. Well, thanks again for joining us, everyone. Find us on Facebook, The Real Estate Chicks, or you can go to tweet us, Real Estate Chicks, or go to our website, therealestatechics.com. Let us know what's going on in your area. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.